Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another song, my CD collection. This is part 90. But before I start, I just want to say happy belated New Year's and Merry belated Christmas. Hope everybody had a wonderful Merry Christmas or, New Year's and stuff like that. For those that didn't celebrate it, I hope you guys had a wonderful day. And then also yesterday, my boy Rugard of Zilla Nation had released a new video out called Black Titan X. It's just a joint that I produced myself. Like, I produced the beat and I just provided him the beat. He did the video. Him and his wife shot the video and that kind of stuff. It's really dope. It's like real lo-fi and it goes well with the beat. You just check it on my channel. It's called Black Titan X by Rugard. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and shout out to everybody that showed me love on that. That showed me, commented, that shared it and stuff like that. Much salute to you guys, man. You know what I mean? That really means a lot. So, but just stay tuned. We got a lot more in store. So that's just like the beginning. You know what I mean? So definitely stay tuned for that. All right. Last time I did a CD collection video, I did it back in December, so it was about a month ago. And yes, I'll be doing reviews. I apologize. I've been busy with work and just doing other stuff. And, honestly, I've just been lazy doing the reviews, but they will be coming. So this is the new year. So definitely stay tuned, alright? First CD of this, the first CD I'm going to show you guys is Left Flow, the French hip-hop avant-garde. This was released in 2000. Honestly, this was a blind buy. I actually got this at Goodwill. It's pretty much a compilation album of French hip hop. It's French hip hop artists that collab with United States US MCs or American MCs, I should say. People like Royal Fam. Who else? Missy Elliott, Common, Rozelle, things like that, RZA, things of that nature. It was okay. It was, like I said, it was a blind buy. Some of these I've already heard already. Some of them I didn't. It was okay. Some of the stuff was a little bit too commercial for me. Had like that commercial feel to it. Excuse me. The song La Saga with I Am, dope. Hip hop group from France. La Saga is with Royal Fam, who at one point used to be affiliated with Wu-Tang and stuff like that. But yeah, man, very dope. It's a decent album. It was okay. It could have been a little bit better, but it's decent. You know what I mean? It's like it was a blind buy, but it was cool. Next album, I'm gonna give a shout out to my nigga Freddie Lugo. He looked out for me. I already have this album, but I just need the case for it. You know what I mean? So I might just show you guys what it is, and it is Gangstar's Hard to Earn. This is their fourth album. Is it? Yeah, no one is nice, guys. Step in the arena, excuse me. Daily Operation. Yeah, Hard to Earn. So this is their fourth album. This came out in 1994. Like I said, shout out to Freddie Lugo. My favorite album from them. This is their best album in my opinion. Production wise, I love the album. I just love how raw and gritty this album is. This album, this is DJ Premier in its like most experimental era in its time. Because at that time he was working. This is like 93, 94. Like 93 is like when he recorded the album and stuff. Like when they recorded the album. Around that time, this is when DJ Premier started like collab. Like he started doing outside production and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? KRS-One being one of them when he did the Return of the Boom Bap album. He did some stuff with Ice-T, but it was like a remix. Like stuff was Rich and Famous, where he talks about doing tours and stuff like that. He did the remix to that, which was pretty cool, among other stuff that he did. But this album, like what I love about the album, I just love how raw and gritty this album is. It's not the samples that he used. They're not as melodic as the earlier albums, you know what I mean? Because the earlier albums, they were using a lot like, you know, I don't want to say like jazz ballads, but they were using a lot, you know, more melodic jazz samples and stuff like that. This one is like more cut, strip, and raw. It's like stripped down production, and I love that. There's 4 singles off the album: "Cold the Streets," "Dwick," which originally was supposed to be on "Daily Operation," because the song itself came out in '92. But I think because it didn't meet the deadline to Daily Operation, it didn't make it there on time, so they just put it on to this album. So, but honestly, I think it would have fit this album a lot better than it did with Daily Operation. Just listening to like Daily Operation and listening to Dwick, I don't think Dwick would have fit on Daily Operation, even though it came out in 1992. So it's kind of I think Primo, he kind of played it smart and he put it on Hard to Earn. But that's just my opinion. Mass Appeal, very dope. Suckers Need Bodyguards, that's the single of the album. So Cold the Streets, Dwick, Mass Appeal, and Suckers Need Bodyguards. Those are singles of the album. Fucking love this album, man. I would definitely expect me to do a review on these albums, so definitely stay tuned for that. So this is Hard to Earn by Gangstar. Recipes Guru. Shout out to my dude Freddie Lugo for this shit right here. Very dope album. This album I'm glad to own. It came out last year, 2016, and I'm just glad to own anything from these guys. And it is People Without Shoes with Optimistically Speaking. This came out in 2016. People Without Shoes, they're an underground hip hop group from Bronx, New York, Bronxdale to be exact, South Bronx. It's like not too far from Soundview and stuff like that. They got their start back in the mid '90s. They came out with an album called "Those of an Optimist," which was supposed to come out back in 1996, but because the record label they were under went bankrupt, they didn't really get a chance to really release any copies. Like it wasn't really officially released. I mean, there was like promoted. There was like promo versions of the album that's out. Which goes for which is worth a lot of money, and it has like a cult following. And I do follow the lead rapper of Saturday on Facebook. He goes by the name of Temple. Forgot his name on Facebook, but he goes by the name Temple. And so they're pretty much saying that they're gonna re-release Dose of Optimist, which is pretty dope because I really need to get my hands on that album. Love that album. That shit is pretty dope. Love the production on the album. Just the way they rap, like Evil for Eternity. That's my shit right there. Little Shops of Horrors, Rainy Monday. I mean, 8 Feet Deep. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. This album right here is pretty much a compilation album, or you might as well call it like their new album. But what it is it's songs that they recorded during the sessions of Dose of an Optimist, like the demo versions, songs that didn't make the album. So it was like before the making of that album and songs that made after 1996. So, but yeah, pretty dope. And what's cool about this joint right here is that it actually comes with a DVD. So it's a documentary. It's like I think about 2 hours long. I didn't get to see all of it. I only watched like half an hour of it. I definitely have to go back and revisit and watch the rest of it. But it's been pretty much talking about their upbringing, like how they became a group and things of that nature. So I thought it was pretty cool. Definitely worth copping. I didn't pay like $25, but it was a good price because it comes with the CD and then it comes with the DVD. So $25, and you can't beat that. Little pricey if you ask me, but I'll give, I'm all about supporting the artists. You guys know how I get down with that. But yeah, Optimistically Speaking by People Without Shoes, released in 2016. Like I said, they're supposed to come out with the original song with the Dose of an Optimist album, I think sometime this year. Hopefully next year, hopefully this year, sometime this year. Pretty dope, you know what I mean? But yeah, People Without Shoes. Then we got Suave House, Album of the Year. This was released in 1997. This is the reissue. This came out, this is the 2002 re-release version. I'm just saying that because it says 2002. Like, it says 1997, 2002 Draper Inc. So, So this is, I guess, the repressing, but it's pretty much the same as the original version. I looked it up. It's not really much difference. Um, this is pretty much a compilation album of like all the artists at the time that was part of Soif House. You know, you got people like Tella, The Feds, Nola, 8-Ball, and MJG. I mean, you can't think of Soif House and not think about 8-Ball and MJG. They're like the face of that shit. South Circle, Thorough South Circle, yeah, South Circle, The Feds, and pretty much shit. That's pretty much it. Pretty cool album. I like it. You know what I'm saying? When I saw Suave House, I definitely had to get my hands on that shit right there. But yeah, if you like down south hip hop, you like that Suave House movement, then you'll definitely enjoy this album. Definitely worth copping if you like that shit. Alright, so yep, this is album of the year, but a Suave House compilation. This was released in 1987. Then we got what's the name of this album? Dogday Records and Film presents Blood and Tears. This was released in 2000. Honestly, this was like a blind buy for me, but I bought it because based on some of the you know, the artists that's on the album. You know, I guess this is supposed to be like a soundtrack or whatever. I'm not really sure. I don't think it's I think it's it's a soundtrack. You know what I mean? You know, it's West Coast hip hop, so you got people like Mac Moore on here. You got who you got? 3x Crazy, 3 Times Crazy with 3x Crazy. EA Ski, Busy Bone. You know, people like Kingpin, Skinny Pimp. You got some, you know, some down south cats. You know, you got Loonies, Domino, Above the Law. Who you got? Spice One is on here. Who else? Mr. Doctor, who used to be affiliated with Brother Lynch Hung at one point. Rapping for Tay, you know, people like that. So I picked it up based on the strength, just on the strength of that. You know what I mean? This is a pretty cool album. I like it. It comes with 2 discs, which I thought was pretty cool. The first disc, flat out, I think was the best part of the album. Second disc, not so much. It only had like maybe 5 or 6 songs I like from the second disc, but the first disc, most of the songs I do like got some like dope beats and shit like that. But yeah, this is Blood and Tears. Dogday Records and Films presents Blood and Tears, released in 2000. Yeah, glad to own it. Then finally got my hands on this album and trying to get this for a while. Prince For You, released in 1978. This is his debut album. This is way before, you know, Purple Rain and 1999 and, you know, Sign of the Times. So this is way before that. This is when he was like looking for his sound. You know what I mean? He didn't have that Prince sound yet. You know what I mean? He was still looking for his sound. There's 2 singles off the album. The singles are For You. No, I'm sorry, Soft and Wet. And I know Soft and Wet, and I think My Love Is Forever, I think is a single off the album. Let me check. Soft and Wet and Just As Long As We're Together. Those are the 2 singles off the album, excuse me. Very dope album, very underrated. You know, production is done by Prince. Prince did everything. I mean, everything from the mixing to the, you know, the production, you know, the writing, you know, the playing the instruments. Like, he did everything himself. And before this, you know, he was part of a group called 94 East. Because, you know, he got to start back in the mid-70s, you know, around like 75, 76. And he was part of that group, 94 East. And, you know, I believe they have like material out, like an album worth of material that's out, but it's kind of hard to find. But after, you know, around 77, you know, is when he left the group to record this album. And then next thing you know, you know, he put this album out. It only took him like what, 2 months to record this album, and then he put it out back in like 1978. So, but very dope, very underrated. You know, definitely need to get more Prince albums. You know, I have this album. I have the second album, Prince. I have Dirty Mind. I think I have Controversy. I said I have Dirty Mind. I need to get Purple Rain, the soundtrack, guys. I could always get. It's like one of those albums that I know it's always gonna be there, so I just never bothered picking it up. But I do have it on vinyl, but I will be picking that shit up eventually to show you guys and shit like that. But yeah, very dope album, very underrated. I rarely hear people talk about it, but it does. But I've kind of noticed people going back ever since he died, and people are like checking out his earlier stuff, which is pretty cool. So, but yeah, I rarely hear people talk about this album because, like I said, Prince didn't really have his signature sound that we all know of him. You know what I mean? I don't think he found that sound until I think maybe around 81. You know, when he put out Controversy, is in my opinion is where I would say around 81. You know, when he dropped the Controversy albums, where he got that sound, like he found his sound and shit like that. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, Prince For You, released in 1978. This album, I'm so glad I got. I paid a little bit of money, but it was definitely worth buying the album. Been trying to get this album for years, but you know, it usually goes for a lot of money online. You know, give me 1 second. Yes, you guys ready? And it is Ill Bill's What's Wrong with Bill, released in 2004. Ill Bill, you guys should know of him, lead rapper of Nonfiction, another dope group that, you know, I would love to hear another album. You know, if they was to come up with another album, I would love to hear like the original producers that did The Future Is Now. I would love to, like, those producers on that album, or something like on the new album, if they was ever put out an album, you know, just keep it, you know, kind of like the Illmatic, kind of like how we want Illmatic, like another Illmatic from Nas, you know, with the original producers. We want something like that, so I think that would be dope, man. But very dope album. The beats are dope. Necro in his prime, in my opinion, as far as production, even rapping too. You know, you got Chasing the Dragon, which was a single. The Anatomy of a School Shooting, that was another single, but that was like more like an underground single. I mean, you got some dope shit, man. You got Overkill, Glenwood Projects, fucking love that song. That beat is crazy. Chasing the Dragon, love the beat for that. Alien Workshop, Kanashi Artie's Brigade, fucking dope song right there. American History X, The Final Chase Scene. I mean, very, very, very dope album, man. I mean, look at the artwork. That shit's so fucking dope, man. Very, very dope. Yeah, man. I need to get Mr. Hyde's Born of a Naked Dead, but that usually goes for a lot of money too, and that's out of Prince. So, but yeah, I paid a little bit of money for this, but it was definitely worth picking up. I had to scoop it up. I forgot how much I paid for it, but I got it for a somewhat decent price. But it was definitely worth picking up. But yeah, What's Wrong with Bill by Ill Bill, released in 2004. If you can find it, definitely pick it up. This album I'm glad to own too, and it is the Germ Day of Resurraction. This was released in 1994. The Germ, he's an MC from Frankfurt, Germany. He's a rapper that he raps in English and German, which I think is pretty cool. He's black. I looked him up. He's black. He has some like Native American, you know, German descent and things like that. And he's German, of German descent and stuff like that. But yeah, very dope album. I really like this album a lot. You know, kind of dark in a sense, but not grimy dark. It's dark, but it's hip hop dark. It's not like scary dark, like hardcore dark. But it definitely has some dark beats and shit like that. Very, very dope. Love the album. I love this fucking album, man. I love the production. I love his delivery on this album. You know, it's kind of like in your face, that kind of thing. Very, very dope. My introduction to the Germ was actually back in the late 2000s. I think around 2007, 2008. Around that time, I used to always frequent a lot of blog spots. Artists, people that would like post like, 90s 12 inches, indie 12 inches and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of that shit. And whatchamacallit, and the Germ will always pop up. So they would like post the vinyl, the track listing, and then you could download the songs and stuff like that. And then I would, I would listen to the songs. I was like, yo, and then I found out he had an album. I did download it, unfortunately. Sorry about that. So, I did download it, and then I liked it so much I had to cop an album. So I had to get this from Germany. So, but it wasn't too much. I paid maybe like $4, but then I had to pay like shipping and handling, and then that came out to maybe like $9 or some shit like that, $10 or something like that. But definitely worth picking up. So very dope. You can get your hands on this. Highly recommend it, and it goes for it's cheap too. It's not expensive. So, but yeah. The Germ Day of Resurraction, released in 1994. Sorry about that. Last but not least is Nature with his second album, Wild Gremlinz. This was released in 2002. Nature, you guys should know. Nature of the firm fame, controversial figure as far as like the firm is concerned, as when they did Cormega dirty. And not them themselves, but like Steve Stout and shit like that. Just pretty much diss Cormega and then just replace Cormega for replace Cormega for Nature. And Nature became part of the group and stuff like that. You guys already know that whole beef and shit like that. But the only singles off this album I believe is What You Know. I have his first album, For All Seasons, which I believe is a better album than this. This album was okay. It wasn't all that good. I blamed it on the production. I think the production was kind of meh. It was kind of blah. It had like a really commercial sound, in a sense. So I wasn't really digging it that much. But glad to own it. I would love for him to just put out like his underground stuff that he did back in the late 90s, with the DJ Clue tapes. Like all that Queen shit, that Queen classic shit, like, Triple Threat, Queen Style, Magic and Bird, shit like that, man. And yes, I know they recently put that out, for free download. I think like on I forgot what website, but I have it on my iTunes. Pretty dope. But I would love to get a CD on that, man. Just like, Summer Cookout with Nas. I mean, fucking dope shit right there. But yeah, this is Nature, Wild Gremlinz, released in 2002, excuse me. That's it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely stay tuned for more, alright? I might do another one right after this, so I just gotta recharge my battery. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Peace.